Katrina has been around since the dawn of time. Literally, we've had her here with us since the very first Animal Crossing game. And if you're like me, you kind of forget that she exists half the time. So let's talk about some of the benefits you can gain from having your fortune told by her. In New Horizons, you unlock Katrina by paying the gyroid at Harv's Island 99,000 bells. I talked about this a little bit in my overview of Harv's Island. If you guys are interested, I'll leave that down in the description and up in the cards. But once you do that, the day after, her RV will show up and you can talk to her. She was added in the 2.0 update, obviously, and came with the intricacies of luck. Prior to this, you could only scan her amiibo card in at Harv's to get her poster. Now you can talk to her and get your fortune told. I believe you can also call her for coffee at the Roost, and you can do a vacation home for her with Happy Home Paradise. Anyway, about luck. You can experience several different kinds of both good and bad luck based on your fortune being read, which you can only do once per day, and you have to pay 1,000 bells to her in order to do it. The fortune will only last for the remainder of the day in which it's given, and keep in mind that for most of these scenarios that we're going to talk about, there typically cannot be another event going on, such as a fishing tourney, or May Day, or a villager's birthday, or whatever. Money luck. For good money luck, a lot of things are going to happen here. If you have not dug up your glowing spot yet, where you get a bag of bells that you can plant into a bell tree, if you dig that up, you'll get 5,000 bells instead of the usual 1,000. Also, shaking trees drops 300 bells instead of the usual 100, and hitting a money rock will output a higher amount of bells, netting you a total of 26,000 instead of the usual. You also have a higher chance of obtaining a gold nugget if you hit a rock that has regular crafting materials in it, only though if Bunny Day is not currently happening. Finally, any balloon that passes by that will give you bells, you'll get 3,000 instead of the usual 1,000. But on the other side here, we have bad money luck. In this case, there will not be a glowing spot in the ground, and any money rock will act like a regular rock, so you'll only get the normal materials out of it like stone, clay, and iron. It's not possible either to obtain a gold nugget from a regular rock. Like literally the chance goes to 0. And balloons that produce amounts of 5,000 bells or higher will only give you 1,000 bells across the board. To go along with this too, the game will literally disallow you from going to the Gold Nugget Nook Miles Island, which I think I've only ever been to once or twice. I don't really remember going there as much compared to the regular Money Rock or Bells Islands. Friendship luck. For good luck, you'll earn an extra friendship point, which of course you can't even see, for interacting with a villager that you already talked to that day. Of course, this goes into effect after you've had your fortune told. So if you want to go around and talk to your villagers, then have your fortune done, you can go around and talk to your villagers again and you'll gain more friendship with them. Villagers also have a bigger opportunity to approach you with a gift. For bad friendship luck, you will lose 3 friendship points, which again, you can't already see, by interacting with a villager that you've already talked to that day, and that's it. I think that the next one is the one that I personally like the best, and that's belongings luck, specifically the good kind. Villagers may randomly approach you with a gift, and tools will have infinite durability for that day, which I think is huge. The player, meaning you, are also guaranteed to arrive on a rare Cap'n Island when you do a boat tour with him. However, if you get bad belongings luck, your tools will break quicker as they will consume more durability when used, and Cap'n will only send you to a standard island that will only have clay in the ground instead of a gyroid fragment. And similar to the money thing, the game will disallow you from going to a Nook Miles Island that has the gold nuggets, the Gold Nugget Island. Health is a bit of an odd one. We're going to talk about good health luck. You will gain double the amount of energy when eating. And you know how you can use the toilet in this game to dispose of any stamina that you've received? Well, you'll have different text when you do that, and you're also less likely to encounter wasps when shaking trees. However, for bad health luck, you will only gain half of the amount of energy when eating food. There will be different flavor text when you use the bathroom to dispose of stamina, and you're more likely to trip when running. You're also more likely to trip when you use the King Tut mask, which you learn the DIY for after you get a gold nugget from a rock. If you do end up with bad luck though, Katrina will offer to purify the effects of it for 10,000 bells, and this results in the current fortune set to be undone, essentially. However, if you don't have enough bells in your account when talking to her about the purification, or if you back out of it, you cannot reapproach her and ask her to purify you again. So you're going to be stuck with that bad luck, even if you go back with more bells or whatever. In addition, Katrina will also mail one of the following items to you the next day for the purification. According to Nookopedia, there's an 80% chance to receive one of 4 non-Zodiac figurine items and a 20% chance to receive a Zodiac figurine item. I know that this chart is wicked small, so I'm going to link the Nookopedia article down in the description so you can see it. It was really hard for me to get a screenshot of like the whole thing when I was going through it. You can also ask Katrina to check your friendship level with another villager of your choosing. What she says will kind of indicate where you and your villager are in terms of your friend level, because this is an invisible thing in the game that you can't see, and you can kind of only guesstimate when you talk to your villager, like if they approach you to ask about your nickname or greeting or whatever. In my opinion, there's not really much benefit outside of seeing where you probably stand with a villager. Again, you can only do this once per day, much like most of the other things in this game. Anyway, I know that this was kind of a quick little overview here, but I hope that this helped you understand Katrina more, as well as the fortune system. Maybe now you'll be more likely to approach her and have your fortune told. I don't know. I think that with New Horizons, it's a bit more intricate in terms of like the different options that we have here, like the different luck categories, whether they're good or bad, and how they affect things in the game. It adds like a little bit more of a challenge sometimes if you get the bad luck, depending on what bad luck it is. Anyway, I'm going to go have my fortune told by Katrina. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this. Please leave any comments, feedback, and suggestions down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!